Thank you, David. Let me just get the little clicker. So, over the next 2 decades, around 45% of American jobs are at high risk of being taken over by machines. At least that's according to research by the Oxford Martin School. Now, of course, many of these jobs will be manual labor. Just think about Amazon automating its warehouses using Kiva robots. But what about content creation? As a journalist working for a media company, I have to wonder whether a robot's going to take over my job. And in many ways, it's already started. Twitter bots have been used to try and fool sentiment analysis software for a number of years now. And my favorite example of this is a Twitter account called The Lovely Syria, which was set up by the Syrian regime to try and drown out the grim realities of what was going on in the country. And there are a number of other bots like this set up. And they would tweet out pictures of Syrian food, Syrian sports scores, and historical information in the hope that anyone looking at the Syria hashtag might be fooled into thinking it was a suitable tourist destination. Now, beyond bots, there have also emerged a number of automated content generation tools, such as Sumly, which obviously condenses long stories into short summaries, and many of you will have heard from Nick yesterday, the founder. There's also automated video generation tools, such as Wibbits, which will take any written article and it will summarize it, and then it will pull in images and infographics to make a 2-minute video, and then turn the text into speech. Now, machines are also getting into writing longer-form content. Philip M. Parker is a marketing professor at the business school INSEAD, and he's developed a computer system that can actually write a book on any specific factual topic in around 20 minutes. Now, you might not have heard of Philip M. Parker, but he's actually quite a prolific author. He currently has more than 100,000 books attributed to him on Amazon. Now, none of them are going to win any literary awards, although one of his books did win a book award of sorts from the bookseller for the oddest title of the year, which was the World Outlook for 60 milligram containers of fromage frais. Now, because all these books are print on demand, it doesn't really matter if he doesn't sell that many of them. He only has to sell a few of them for this to be a lucrative enterprise. Now, this is an article that's currently on Forbes.com. And it looks like a regular news article, but it's actually written entirely by a machine, by a piece of software called Quill from a company called Narrative Science, which takes raw data and will convert it into a news story. Now, it obviously works best for data-heavy sectors, things like property, finance, and sports. And it can save companies money in creating this content. But the slightly awkward thing about this is that the high-frequency trading algorithms that operate in our financial system scour news sources for information about how well or badly companies are doing. And obviously, these stories are appearing on regular news sites like Forbes. So you end up having robots writing news that's then being read by robots, which are then making hundreds of thousands of trading decisions before a human has time to react. And this could potentially have disastrous consequences. This tweet wasn't written by a robot. It was written by hackers who took over the AP account. And they said that there'd been an attack on the White House. The problem is it was read by robots. It was read by those high-frequency trading algorithms, and they took it at face value. And this is what happened to the Dow Jones. Billions were wiped off. Thankfully, you can see it did recover pretty quickly as well. But what all of this seems to show me is that the inevitable robot uprising is still a little while off. As long as robots can't call up the White House to verify a tweet or recognize that 60 milligrams is a ludicrous quantity of fromage frais, there will still be a role for people like me. At least for now, robot content creators and human content creators can be friends. That's me. And so I think our robot buddies can be on hand to do some of the heavy lifting with the data, while humans can be there for things like nuance and humor, satire, persuasion, undercover investigation, sumo wrestling even. And so content creators, I think you need to really carefully think about where you're adding value, think about your output. Because if you're creating the sorts of stories or videos that robots can create, you're not going to have a job for long. Thank you.